Bonjour, a joyous Noel indeed. Good morning, and I hope you're having a very Merry Christmas so far. Can we go, is that a bit better? No, over there-ish. How's that? How's that? I put you a little bit further up today just because I know I'm going to fill all of this with just like, oh my God, like it's just, there's a lot that I've bought in Lyon. And oh my word, like it was a great trip, but well, no buts. There's a lot, and I'm glad that I was there to get all of this stuff, because I've got some treasures I can. Right, I'm going to start off with non-jewelry items, some of which you would have, you know, seen me pick up and spotted in videos and stuff. So let's just go through some, shall we? First of all, I'm going to show you, look, how cute is this little cat and mouse game. Some people have got this up as German, some people have got this up as Russian, some people have got this up as modern, some people have got this up as 1940s. I'd like to think 1940s German. The aim of the game is to get the mice in the traps. However, the mice don't move around. What I need is like a suction cup thing to go and pull the metal back out a bit, because I think that's what's happened. Someone has squished these down so that the mice don't move, which obviously that kind of defeats the game. So I need like a suction, you know, sucker type thing, which I think maybe my jeweler might have something like that, quite possibly. Or a plunger, you know, a sink plunger type thing, just go to help the mices move around. But yeah, I found that at La Pusta Canal, and I was quite chuffed with that. I thought that was cute. Here we've got a little, right, this says, as you know, like I like to, when I'm doing all these, I did a whole day. This was 8 hours of research on all of this stuff the other day. So this is apparently ebony and brass. It is a little bit like rusted and things around the ends there, but this is a coat of arms. So I don't know if you can kind of see in there. It's 2 birds, possibly 2 swans, and a goblet. So I haven't been able to find what coat of arms that is. I'm presuming French, but who knows. But yeah, so this is a wax seal. So you know, when in olden days, I don't know why they're northern, you know, you'd seal your letter, you put some wax on it, and then that would be your coat of arms stamp on there. So that's pretty cool. They go for, you know, some decent cash. Some people have got them up in like the 100 and stuff. I wouldn't charge that. This, I think, a little bit of a fail, because it's not I remember getting these on the front of magazines as a kid when my parents used to run news agents, and they would, because you'd have to just rip the front covers off, but you could keep like all of the things anyways, yeah, all the gifts on the front, because they wouldn't want them back. But yeah, this is a little probably 90s little perfume sampler things from Toccadilly, Roche's, Paris. But yeah, they don't go for loads, but I just thought it was a bit interesting. I bought it with a bunch of other stuff, so I don't know how much I technically paid for that. But there we go. This I really love. So this is a rather lovely silver-plated cigarette case, Art Nouveau style. It's got a griffin on the front, and then this lovely like scroll and like beautiful scroll work around the edge. And look how it's curved, so you fit it in your pocket, and it's like curved to fit your body. But isn't that rather lovely? It's silver plate, not silver. Do you know what? When I first bought this, I Google image searched it, and I found the identical one being sold for like £55. And then I can't find it again, and it's on Etsy somewhere. But there we are. But I thought that was rather lovely. The reason I'm not putting them here is because this is non-jewellery stuff, and I need all of this space for the actual jewellery stuff. I got a vintage Sauvage brooch as well, which I thought, even though it's like rusty and stuff, it's a little point of interest, because Sauvage is obviously, that's the aftershave that Johnny Depp always uses, for sure. He definitely uses that. I got some vintage buttons. I've had French buttons before, but I had celluloid ones. These ones I just thought, you know, I picked them up at, they go for okay-ish money, not amazing. So I thought I'd sell the two together because they're both like gold coloured ones. I thought they look a little bit designery, don't they? And they're on their original cards and stuff. So it's a little, just, you know, vintage haberdashery. There are collectors out there, so I thought someone would like that. And then I got a bunch of hair stuff. I do like picking up French hair clips. This one I thought was fun. This is, I think, like a wooden or papier-mâché painted one. Little parrots. I thought it was cute. Doink. Sometimes they say made in France on there as well. But yeah, hair barrettes do sell. This is a fun one. I've got two of these very similar. So this one's a little doggy one. He's got a googly eye. There we go. It's plastic, that one. And then similar vein. This one is genius. It's a blue whale. I love him. I think he's ace. I got some, oh, this one's a pretty one. Mum likes this one. This is a plastic one as well. You can tell that's old, can't you? From there, that kind of clip. That's a lucite. Or is it? No, I think that's a thermoset plastic, that one, rather than lucite. And then it's been carved into this pretty little butterfly shape. I thought when I first saw it that it was abalone, but like, oh no, it's plastic. So that's cool. This is a very lightweight plastic. I think this is 1950s, this one. Possibly actually like a made in Hong Kong or Japan rather than French made. Super, super lightweight. But I just love, I love hearts. And the lady that sold me this, because I was going like, coeur, and she was like, coeur. It's like, because coeur is, means sword. I think it means sword. But also, it's like slang word for penis. So I was going, penis, you know, penis. And she's like, oh, no. And so she explained that to me and I laughed. That was hilarious. Got a couple of nice Art Deco 1920 celluloid ones. These are rather beautiful. So even though that's got like, do you like that one? You do? Oh, kitten. That's Shizuma next to me. What do you want? Huh? You want loves and food. But yeah, even though it's got some like dead stones in there, it's not too bad. I think that's still like really nice shape. This would be a made in France one. That's rather lovely. And then I've got a smaller kind of navette marquise sort of shape there. They like the kind of faux tortoiseshell celluloid looks. And then more modern versions of those. This is a you know, a 20-30-year-old brand, I think. This is Agatha Paris. So again, same vein, but a moderner version. This is probably 90s. But there you go, Agatha Paris. Doink on the back there, and it says Agatha on there. But look, I found two of them. Isn't that cute? So that one is also Agatha, and that one says made in France on the back there as well. So rather sweet. So you can have like mother, daughter, father, son hair clips, matching cuteness. And then the last two hair clips, I think that's the last two anyway, are these ones that are on their original cards. How fab is that? These ones are, can you see, they're kind of like for ponytails, I suppose, because it's like curved there as well. And I love that it's got like that original picture. I think possibly this is 1940s or 50s. But yeah, super pretty. I just love that they're on their original cards. I managed to get a few things on their original cards, which you will see in today's videos. But yeah, really cool, aren't they? 10 francs originally. I mean, really? That can't be 10 francs. That would be really expensive if it was 10 francs originally. Maybe that's, who knows? Who knows? But yeah, they're cool. And then I have bought an ormolu before. Now, ormolu is like brasswork, metalwork. So an ormolu jewellery box would have glass and brass. So I didn't buy one this time, I bought 3, and I bought them for their shapes. I bought these 2, which are very similar. They are, obviously, they need a good cleanup. I have put some of the polished stuff on it, but I need to like proper rub it off and things. They are silk lined. As you can see, the silk on this one has deteriorated quite a bit. This one is not so bad, so it's still got a bit there. But I mean, these are, gosh, I don't know, 150 years old, maybe even a little bit more, 150 to 170 perhaps. And then what you would do with these, especially this shape one, if you've got a pocket watch or a rosary, you would hang it on the hook there, and then close it down, and then you could see like your watch through there, or you could put your wedding ring in there and stuff. These ones, like regular shape, just little rectangle ones, go for around the 60 to 100 mark, obviously because these are more unusual shapes. Even condition wise, obviously that would be the least, so it'd still be looking for, you know, around about the £100 mark for that one, maybe about £20 to £30 more on that one. But then the best one is this one, rather cool. So even though it's only glass on the top, inside it's got a rather handsome turquoisey colour. Yes, a little bit of wear and dust, but like I say, it's super old. But the thing that makes this one cool is the brass panel on the top there of the hunting scene. So it's a dog, a hound chasing a wild boar. So that one's definitely like a gentleman's one, isn't it? So you would hang, you know, your pocket watch and put your cufflinks and things like that in there. So that one has got to be the more desirable of the 3, but rather fabulous, isn't it? You know, very, very cool. Can you imagine what kind of gentleman, you know, what's that? There's something in there. I wonder if I can get to it. No, I don't want to pull that out, but a little mystery in there, huh? Okay, well, there we go. Something for someone to find. Cool. Right, so that is all the non-jewellery items. Let's get on. I think it is anyway. Right, these are going to be in no particular order until the ones at the end, which are in, you know, ooh, kind of thing. So I'm just going to crack on and just pull bits out and show you. So I always like to get a nice collar length Cleopatra style 80s necklace. This is rather fabulous and in brilliant condition. Look at the lovely enamel on that. The colours are gorgeous, in really, really nice condition. So, oh no, I'm not going to put them back in their envelopes. I'm going to lay them out here for you to see. I'm not sure if this is 80s. It's got an 80s clasp on it, and I love this kind of 80s does 50s does 20s sort of look to it, with the little rhinestone there and a fabulous shape to it. And I love that colour combination together, like the peach and the black. I think is rather dramatic. That's a bit fabulous, isn't it? And I did get some modern-ish kind of designer bits as well. I think these are a bit fab. This is, okay, oh, unknown designer, this one. But it reminded me of like the Uno de 50 stuff. I can't, Uno de Cento, Cinque. What's Spanish for 50? Cincuento. Cinquanto, uno de cinquanto, something like that anyway. So it really reminded me of that. Unfortunately, it's not signed and I couldn't find anything on a Google image search, but you know, it's still rather cool. And then this one, I don't know, it's called PC Bijou. So it has got, there we go, a tag on it that says PC Bijou. But I couldn't find anything more than that. But I thought that was rather weird and wonderful as well. I think possibly made from, you know, like recycled bits or something. But acrylic shapes and then rubber cords. I just thought that was a bit of a weird one as well. You know, because why not? This one very similar to that one there, but this one is signed Lily Lepai, French modernist, silver plated. Similar are still available online at the £80 plus mark, so quite a popular French designer. Obviously not so popular over here, but you know, maybe one day, I think yeah, stuff is still available, but some pieces are vintage as well. This was very dirty when I first got it, so this is it polished up slightly and rather fabulous. Another designer, this is Frank Hervel. I'm not sure where they're from, but you can buy their stuff on their website, and I think on Etsy as well. So this is all handmade one-off items. I thought this was quite interesting. There you go, it's signed on the clasp there. So we've got really nicely strung glass beads, really, really pretty. And then these little elements, like sort of brass stamped coins almost, in these little frames, and then a little flower. So it looks like each one is an individual handmade item, like a one-off piece. So rather sweet. I'm just going to give you some more collar necklaces while I get them. So a nice bit of cloisonne enamel, probably 80s or 90s. I did find an identical one online as well. Barrel clasp on this one, not signed, but remnants of a sticker, of a price sticker on the back there. So who knows? Who knows, or dares to dream about? This one, when I first picked it up, it was in a cabinet in one of the Amazes, and I was just pointing at random bits going, I'll have that one and that one and that one and that one, and this is one of the ones, and I was hoping that it was going to be a pressed glass. Unfortunately not, it's plastic. Still vintage, very lightweight plastic, but yeah, not exactly what I was hoping that it was going to be, but still very pretty, like almost like a Bieber design on those beads. A lovely colour to it. So, you know, nothing wrong with it. It's just, you know, I was expecting it to be glass, and then when I finally held it, I was like, oh, okay. Well, there we are. This one is a little bit of an anomaly. I wonder if, like, this is old elements that have been put together. It's very, I've written Deco style there because the wings are very Deco in style, aren't they? A little bit of black glass in the middle, surrounded by rhinestones, and then a rather fabulous, almost like propaganda inspired like Deco design, and then on these glass beads, which are, I would say, maybe more modern than that, because if you look at the back, that looks quite old, and I really don't know. It's confused me, this one, because I wouldn't expect that to be on that. That makes sense, but then also it does really kind of work as well. So who knows? I liked it. I bought it. It came home with me. Oh, we'll save that one. That will come up a bit later. That's rather cool. I managed to find a little bit of amber as well. Always nice to find amber. Nice nugget one. I don't think particularly old. It has got sterling silver findings on it, which is rather lovely. The great thing about finding amber is a lot of the time people just think it's plastic. Sorry, just having a little drink of coffee. Yeah, the people think it's plastic, and so they dismiss it. But of course, when you know that, yeah, that is amber with which has been like reconstituted. So it's been like melted down and then like poured into molds and stuff, and then it's had water pressed into it to create these spangles. Those aren't natural spangles in there. And then of course you can just about see on one side there's like a 925 on the clasp as well. So handy little bit of amber there. Always groovy. Do you want to see the obligatory now? Obligatory now has unfortunately lost an eye, but I couldn't leave him because he's gorgeous. Look at him, articulated. I think possibly handmade, because I did a Google image search and I couldn't find anything. But again, with Google, like some days you find the results and some days not. He is missing an eye, but I was just wondering whether I could find some googly eyes and put that on him as well, because I think he'd be fun with googly eyes. But as it is, he's just like, you know, he's eyeless. But I think he's rather groovy. I love the colour combination on him. He sits quite nicely there, doesn't he? With that. That colour works for him. And yeah, I couldn't leave him because he's the obligatory owl in this one, and I think he's gorgeous. So, hey ho. Some more colourful bits of plastic, because why not? A little brooch. This is a plastic brooch. I love the frosted kind of very light minty green on that one. It is signed on the back, BR. It's not Banana Republic, I have checked, and that's not their logo. So I'm just wondering, I don't know if anybody can, you know, see that and recognise it. Who knows? And then this one is a more vintage one. I always love like Man in the Moon brooches. I think they're really quite sweet. So this one I think is going to be, would I say acrylic, or no? It's a lighter plastic, so maybe a lucite. But he's got a quite sweet little sleeping face, isn't he? So that's a nice corner together with all of that lot, isn't it? Very cute, very cute. Oh, right, we got another plasticky bit. Plastic bangle. This one is by Agatha Paris. This is another designer. Again, not so big over here. Can't find much stuff for sale by them over here, although I have actually sold this brand before over on Etsy. This one I found, you know, on my extra days, and then I was like, oh, they've put on a brocante for us. How nice. This is what I bought. So I only bought the one thing from there. Yeah, only one thing, kitten. I get you some food in a bit. You've got food anyway, and you've got crunch, and you've had dreamies. You just want your tail stroked. Okay, she just wants her tail stroked. But yeah, this is Agatha Paris. Like, even when I was buying it, she was like, oh, it's Agatha, it's good. I'm like, okay, cool, thank you. But yeah, I like this. It's got a bit of a Bakelite look to it. I like the cutout bits, like the plastic underneath. So I thought that was quite handsome. And then speaking of Bakelite, I have managed to pick up some Bakelite. It doesn't go for as much as it used to, but it is still collectible, and I think these are two really nice examples of it. So, a rather lovely green dome. Here we go. Now, the reason I kind of figured that they might be Bakelite is because, number one, there's no seams, and I was asked before, like, why does Bakelite have no seams? And I'm like, I don't know. It's just like part of the process that they don't leave seams in it. I don't know, because it's not poured, I think, like in a mold. I don't know. I've never made Bakelite, but I know that it tends to have like rivets, and it doesn't tend to be glued. That it tends to be like, see, like in there, it's sort of in, like pushed into it, and then that kind of back, that's a very sort of French style back, that one as well. Plus, if you rub until it's really warm, sniff that, and it smells like chemicals. Did you smell that? It smells very chemically. I love the smell. It smells like formaldehyde. I love the smell of it, but not enough for me to go and work in a morgue. But I think I just like that chemically smell. So they're rather lovely domed one. And then, even cooler, see, and also the kind of colour saturation on Bakelite. These are very kind of Bakelite sort of colours, these. But look at these ones, pyramids. And again, they've got the same backs to them. So even though I bought them in two different places at two different times, it's not like they were from like the same thing, if you see what I mean. This is just, yeah, how they're made. Rather cool. Nice clips to them. And again, you can see like the sort of indentations where it's been pushed in. But yeah, they're lovely, aren't they? I like those. I think they're very cool. And look at them together, like, oh, if only that was like that and they were like dangly ones. That would be, oh, beautiful. Oh, that would be such a cool look. So yeah, these are probably like 1920s, 30s. Yeah, kind of machine age-ish. Very groovy, very groovy. Okay, I'm trying to pick things at random, and then I go like, oh, but that one, oh, but that one, oh, but that one. Another collar length necklace. This isn't French, this is Mexican, but I'm not going to leave it there, am I? I'm not going to leave it there. If I find these things, you know, things from other countries and stuff, but they're still cool, I'm going to buy them. So we've got a Thunderbird. So like a Navajo style thing. I love how like it looks like its wings are like really super stretched out with this turquoise chip in it. I think it's signed somewhere. It's normally Alpaca Mexico. Maybe it isn't actually like signed alpaca. They normally are. But yeah, very, very sought after shape, that one with the birds, but always does well. Very cool. I just stop thinking about it and just pick things, Lex. Okay, there we go. This is a modern, vintage to modern designer, this one, because I think they're still making stuff. This is Ella Stone, a Parisian designer that very expensive stuff on the website and gets decent prices, like resale prices as well. So this is a nice kind of matte gold plate on this one, and these are carnelians in here. So lovely little stackable cuff bangle, that one, really pretty. I like how the detail is like on the front there and not underneath like on some of them. But yeah, that's cool, isn't it? And then it's signed. 'Tis signed, kitten. 'Tis signed. Rather groovy. Another French designer. This is Satellite Paris. I think this is along the lines of, and they use Swarovski crystals in this as well. So along the lines of, who am I thinking that would be a nice, I sell Kenny Ma stuff, which is an LA designer, or San Francisco designer, sorry. And it is along the same lines as that, where they use Swarovski crystals, which they're not allowed to anymore because Swarovski do not give their license away to people, and there will be a mention of that in the video after this, by the way, of what makes something so special. But yeah, so Swarovski do not license any other brands to use their crystals anymore, but this is a Swarovski one, and this is by the brand Satellite. So again, half decent resale on this. It's not they're like expensive brand new for what they are, and resale is still, you know, okay on it. But pretty colours on that. Kind of goes with the green on that one as well. We might have like a little greeny turquoisey corner up there. Why not? Maybe this is like more like a pinks and oranges. Yeah, that kind of works, doesn't it? Ooh, pretty, pretty. Well, in that case, if we're going for the greens in that corner, let's show you this striped enamel ring. It is stamped IPC and then with a copyright logo next to it, but I don't know who that is. I think it's IPC, but I think like that was just quite a handsome ring. It's just gold plated there and then enamel on top, but I thought that was kind of a cool look. It's signed, don't know who by, can't get it off. There we go. But I thought it was just a nice little item, because why not? Now it is a moment to crawl all over me, the little nutter. Another signed one, Monjo. Never heard of them. Oh, M-O-N-J-O. Little glass pendant. There you go. That's the signature on the back there. And I just thought that was a lovely bit of foil glass. So it almost looks like gold leaf in there, doesn't it? And like it's under the ocean. Super pretty. Had to have it, because why not? And then speaking of under the ocean, under the sea, let's have a little fish. Couldn't find anything on this. It's not signed or anything. And again, Google image search doesn't come up with anything, but it's fun. And so we had to have him, because why not? Another designer that I hadn't heard of. It's not Status Quo, it's Statu Quo. I don't know why. I'm guessing maybe that might be like the original Latin, or like the French version of the original Latin. I don't know. But yeah, this is the brand. I thought they might be Gas Bijoux, which is another French brand. Like when I first picked them up, because I've had earrings by Gas that have been very similar to this. But no, this is a Status Quo, or Statu Quo. Statu Quo. I guess that's where the word statue comes from, because still, isn't it? Makes sense. Yep. But yeah, there we go. So another brand to sort of look out for, maybe, you know. Okay, things from other countries. I've got a Russian hand-painted lacquered brooch. The floral ones, just a plain floral round one. They're quite common. And I wouldn't really spend more than you know, 50p to £1 on those. They don't go for loads. Ones with more interesting shapes, like scallop shapes, do go for a little bit better. Ones like this, with like fairy tales on it, like folk tales and stuff, do a bit better again. And then ones that are signed on the back, even though you can't really see the signature on there, at least it is signed, and it's dated 1993, I think, or 95. But they're a bit more collectible again. So there we go. And then from Italy, I have got some mini Mosaic. This one is slightly damaged though, which is a shame. It's missing the tiniest little bit from there, but it's still pretty enough, I think. I mean, it could be fixed if I had just a little bit of like orange something to go in there, but not like you'd really notice. It's still a very, very pretty brooch. I'm going to put you there next to those flowers. Another couple of rings, because why not while we're here. Mother of pearl and resin, just checkerboard ring, not particularly rare. You see these quite a bit, and like it's like touristy things as well, but it's quite nice. I mean, if it's cheap, I'll pick it up. And then this one, I think I only paid about 50 cents for. But it's a nice stainless steel, and then doesn't that look like fish scales or like salmon? You know, like the side of salmon. And then that is mother of pearl and abalone in there. So quite a handsome adjustable stainless steel ring. Yeah, it's quite pretty, isn't it? I mean, why not? And a vintage green one, nice Art Deco adjustable one, this one. So handsome green, just glass stone there. Although when I tested it with the gem tester, it was nearly going into garnet, and I was like, oh, I wonder if that's a green garnet. But it's foil backed, so I very much doubt it. It's just very glass, according to Sid. Okay, a little animal. I thought this was adorable. So this is antique French snail. So there is one online, the same, I think on Etsy. So that is like a little faux pearl in there. And then someone has coiled brass around him and made a little snail. He's cute as a button. Super cute. And of course a bird. I always pick up birds. I like birds. This is a celluloid crane. I've sold bigger ones before for about 40 odd pounds. I didn't know though that this is made in Japan. So it's written on the back there, made in Japan. I had no idea. Of course he's got a little bit of paint loss to him. I mean, he's old, you know, this is an old brooch. Possibly say 1940s or 50s, 40s maybe. But yeah, rather cool. I do like picking up birds. And here's another one. I was hoping that this one might be silver, but it's not. It's silver plated, but gorgeous. Gorgeous, like swallow, would you say? He's got a rather fabulous, or swift with that tail, isn't it? Yes, there's a little bit of enamel missing on him, but I think he's still absolutely stunning. He is not silver, he's silver plated. I did try and look for marks on him and give him a scratch, but no, unfortunately not silver, though I have had almost identical in silver before, so I was a little bit surprised to find that he wasn't, but that's still okay because I love him. I think he is adorable. Adorable. Ooh, let's have a weird little facey thing. So, I mean, almost Pierrot the clown, kind of. Very much like the French mime kind of look, you know, the beret and the odd face paint and things. This is plastic. The back of it is absolutely mash up. So I don't know what's gone on there. I think it's probably been re-glued a bunch of times, and then that's glue residue that can be picked off. So I might spend some time doing that at some point before I list it. But she's got a rather pretty face. You can sit next to the owl there. Now these brooches, this is carved bone, so it's not ivory. Carved bone is different to ivory. Ivory is obviously tusk, whereas this will be like, you know, like leftover bones from beef and things like that. So this is carved. You can also think, yeah, see, that's a little test there. I'm pretty sure that that's correct, that like if it's carved bone it will UV fluoresce. So we've got a pretty little birdie one there, and then we've got a floral one as well. The bird obviously will be more popular than the floral ones because the floral ones would be more common, and the bird, very pretty design there as well, quite sweet. What other brooches? Oh, another bird brooch because I cannot resist. Absolutely not. This one, gold plated brass. I'm not sure where this one was from. There's no marks. I mean, it's probably French because it's got the trombone clasp, and it's probably going to be 1920s, 30s, maybe even 40s, but I would go 20s because of the design on it. I like the two birds. They're cool. Those two. Oh, and another beautiful brooch. I was chuffed to pick this one up. Lovely reverse carved lucite. We'll have some more reverse carved stuff later on in this video. So this is what's called a foreshadowing. Oh yeah, but that's a beautiful example, isn't it? Lucite plastic, probably from the 1940s. Reverse carved it intaglio, and then they like paint into it as well. Have you seen those jelly cakes they make where they like squeeze, so it's like transparent jelly mold, and then they get like these little injecting things and they do, that's how I imagine they do this. It's lovely, isn't it? Super pretty, very cool. And I also cannot resist an Art Deco brooch. I think this might be jet because I have like scraped it onto paper and it leaves a little brown stain. But yeah, this quite possibly is a bit of Whitby jet. I really like that design. That would be nice across a collar, that kind of thing, or on a lapel as such. But yeah, fantastic 1920s kind of deco. I love that. Cannot resist. And then this one, I think it's a bit like arts and craftsy, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's, you know, arts and crafts or it's more modern. It's a mixed metal one. So we have got like copper and then I think like silver plated brass perhaps. And then it has got an old French clasp on it, but no marks, and things that come up online go everything from arts and crafts to 70s modernist to 60s atomic to very, very modern. So I'm not sure what to make of that one. I mean, it's bonkers and I like it, and so that's why I bought it. Oh, this is another, I've got two things by this designer, Dana, whoever this is. Here's the other thing. Maybe the other thing's in bag number 2, quite possibly. But yeah, D''ANA. And I really couldn't find anything, so I'm really not sure. So it's got a nice clasp on it, this hook clasp, and then that's the mark on it, and then it's just cute little, you know, heart and beads and stuff. It's nothing, you know, particularly high-end sort of ish in its construction, but I just figure that when things are cheap enough and I don't know something and it's signed, it's worth getting just to research it, you know, just to, you know, well, let's find out. Let's find out. Yeah, I don't know where the other bit is. Who can say? This one, another foreign bit. This is a made in Italy. Do you know how I know it's made in Italy? Yeah, anyway, yeah, a Venetian mask keyring. I just thought that was kind of cool. They kind of look a bit evil, and it reminds me of, you know, when I went to the art gallery on the last day and we saw that, oh, what's he called? Not a jester, not a mime, Harlequin. And it just sort of reminded me of that. It just kind of had like an evil sort of look to it that I thought was quite cool. Another man in the moon. This one's a very cool man in the moon because he's sparkly and he's all happy about it. These are all CZs, silver plated. The rollover clasp was used from like 1930s onwards. So I can't tell if it's like, you know, French, European, British or anything. But Man in the Moon was very popular after the Lumiere brothers like started making films. Got very, very popular then. So people do like man in the moon stuff because obviously they, you know, was it the Lumiere one where the French rocket ship went into the eye in the moon? I think that was them. You can't tell I was a film student, can you? And by the way, the Lumiere brothers have a museum, like they were born in Lyon. So I'll have to go to that museum at some point. Didn't have time the other day, but I will do it at some point. These two rings are made by the same maker, Les Galantes, but I couldn't find anything online. So I'm wondering if it's like just branded, like with their stuff, and then these are handmade because they seem handmade. I think that might be like some kind of material or paper in there. But yeah, couldn't find anything. But, you know, we try. Same with this one as well. This one is signed Something Paris. And these are handmade. I think it is missing, they are missing a couple of Swarovski crystals at the top there. But yeah, so it is signed Something Paris, GM, DM. The closer you look at it, the less you see it. It could be CJM there, DJM, DJI. I have no idea. And of course, a Google image search comes up with absolutely nothing at all. You know, that actually could be those things that are similar, you know, like, oh, you're looking for red earrings. Like, oh, how annoying. But yeah, if anybody has any clues as to who that might be, let me know. Obviously, it's some kind of like handmade designery thing, but just don't know who. Don't know who. Things that are easy to spot though is Swarovski. These were a sweet little find from an Emmaus. These were hanging up. I say these because I've got an apple and a lemon, because when life gives you lemons. Yep. So Swarovski crystals, and how do I know that they are Swarovski? Because they're signed with a swan. There you go, swan signed on there with the copyright and on the back as well. There you go, there's the swan and the copyright symbol. These, even though they're just like little pendants, go for a surprising amount, like 45 to 60 pounds. Insane, absolutely insane, but ever so grateful for it. Fabulous, fabulous. This one I wasn't sure of. It's just a little red enamel pendant, and then when I look it up online, there's some very similar ones by a designer, and I can't remember who it is now, but I don't think it is them, but it's very similar. I like that it's a little bit of kind of guilloche enamel style. It looks a little bit like an Edelweiss flower on there. I thought someone might like it. It's on brass. Who knows? Who knows? It was just a thing that I picked up. Lots of these are just things that I picked up. Cute little pin. This one is old because it is rose cut. So it's not flat across the top on the stone. It is rose cut. Kind of like if you imagine what the crystal dome looks like. And like the top bit of that, the way that it's configured in like triangles together, that's a rose cut. That's a bit of foreshadowing for video number 2, by the way. But yeah, pretty little stick pin. These are all just glass, not amethyst in the middle, unfortunately, but having something that's rose cut. Well, you like this one? Okay. Just shows kind of age to it, so possibly Victorian, that one. I've got some BIJOUX. Can't go to France and not buy some BIJOUX. This is a more original BIJOUX because it is open at the back. The ones that you could get from the 90s, they you know, like from past times, they tend to be closed at the back, and they'll have like a little pattern on them, like a crisscross or something, and then you won't be able to like feel the stones on the front. They would be heavily under like a poured glass, but on this one you can like feel the stones. So this one is definitely an older version, so maybe not 1920s, but certainly like pretty close to that. So a lovely design, and also it's just quite hard to get BIJOUX in necklaces as well. You see a lot of BIJOUX designs on brooches, tons and tons of brooches, but very few actual necklaces I have found. Rather groovy 1950s lucite flower clip-ons. These need a little bit of a clean up, but look at that iridescent plastic. Aren't these just super fabulous? There you go, they're that way round. I mean, how just drag-tastic are they? I think they are kitsch and camp, and just everything I love about silly jewellery, that I would never wear these, you know, I couldn't, although I would look absolutely fabulous in them. Obviously. Oh, absolutely fabulous. That's a little bit of a foreshadowing as well, sweetie. Hint, hint. But yeah, they are rather groovy, aren't they? I love them. I love them. I had to get them, even though I won't wear them. The first purchase from France was this one, and I was like, oh, it's gonna go well if this is my first purchase. Even though it's not like an expensive or particularly rare thing, it's just that it says made in France on the back, and I was like, score already, number one. Where it says there, like BTESGDG, now I can't remember what it actually stands for, but it basically is just a French patent guarantee. So it says that like this design is patented and patented in France. So it's just that, it's not like a maker's name or anything. So this is brass, and then that I think is I said lucite there, but I'm not sure. I think it might actually be a thermoset plastic. Just notice there is the tiniest little bit of damage on there. Oh, that's the plastic on top that it's painted onto. So that can come out, which I don't want, so stop doing that. So the tiniest little bit of damage in the top corner there, but okay, never mind. But yeah, hand painted onto the plastic there. I'm just chuffed that that was my first purchase, and it says, yep, it's definitely French. I was like, yep, that's cool, that's going to be good for me. French amour, French love. You got to have a bit of French love. This is, I did manage to find a website online that is selling them brand new for £25. So these are obviously modern. That's not gold on there. That is like gold plated and plastic, but rather fabulous. They have other words as well, and you can stack them all together. But yeah, brand new. These are £25 off a website if you fancy paying that. Or come to me if you don't want to pay that much. Okay, we're into the more fabulous stuff now, sweetie. Oh yes, another Agatha Paris and some more tortoiseshell puppies. How cute are these? So Agatha Paris bracelets do sell really well. One of mine got lost in the post, and then post office gave me some money back for it, but I would much rather they'd actually just like, I know, if actually just, you know, because I sent it special delivery because it was an £80 sale, and I paid special delivery guaranteed next day, and then they lost it. And I'm like, fudge sake, this is why I paid for special delivery. But anyway, at least it was compensated. But yeah, aren't they cute? Please don't ever lose this one, Royal Mail. But there you go, Agatha, and then Agatha Paris on there. This is a vintage, I think 80s or 90s one. Rather fabulous, isn't it? Such cute little puppy dogs. Little puppy dogs. Doge. Puppy Doge. This one I bought from Remy and Matilda's shop, actually. I put an estimate of that on it because I am not entirely sure. I think it's amber. It's got this like bubbling on here, and I'm not sure if it's like been melted or something. I really don't know. It's definitely old and vintage because of the size. Now, I have small wrists, and it just fits me. By small, I mean like I think I've got like a 6-inch wrist or 6.5. And it fits me quite nice. I think that looks rather fabulous, but it does kind of like, ow, hurt to put it on and off, and it's in no way adjustable at all. I don't think it's Bakelite. And it might be like a Faturan, which is a plastic and amber mix. But I like to think that it is more amber. But yeah, who knows? Prices all over the place on them. Absolutely up to like into the hundreds and hundreds. So I really don't know what to make of that one. That's why I put like kind of a reserve price on it. And then these prices are all over the shop on these ones as well. Some people get absolute hundreds and hundreds for these. These are Tasmanian stroke Aboriginal Mariner, Maireener. So like Marina, but Mariner shells. So bizarre, but I have seen there's oh god, there's an Instagram account that I sell that I follow called Lily Coco, and whenever she gets these in, she sells them for hundreds and hundreds. Just crazy. But yeah, so I picked this up for a few euros because I was like, oh yeah, that's cool, that's interesting. Yeah, I know, kitten. And they're purpley pink. That's your favourite colour, isn't it? Yeah. So I put, because they're not perfect, see like a little bit of like the string has been pulled there and stuff. Because they're not perfect, obviously I'm not going to ask like a crazy price for them. But, you know, like it's still apparently quite rare and sought after, which is always lovely, isn't it? Okay, we're into the top ones now. Gotta get some French glass. Similar one is online. I found one on Etsy, and you will see that this is indeed a little bit of uranium glass there. The middle bit is uranium glass in bits, so it's almost like an end of day glass where they've mixed uranium glass with like regular glass. But these bits here, look at that. That is real uranium glass there. They're rather fabulous. But yeah, that's a bit fab. Art Deco, I think. I'm not even sure like what it's meant to depict. I thought it might be a bug first of all, but then these bits look a bit like pine cones or something, and leaves and stuff. So maybe that, I don't know, but again, I loved it. I loved it, so I had to have it. That was from Marilyn's, that. Same, I think this, yeah, this one was from Marilyn's as well, because there was other people in the shop, like shopping at the same time. There's always people in Marilyn's shop. Like, she's like, oh, I will wait until, you know, like, and you can have the whole place to yourself. I'm like, Marilyn, that's never going to happen. Like, she's constant customers, like, the whole time. And especially because it's before Christmas. Anyway, bless her. But yeah, there was a couple in there and I was like showing them, like, look at this. And they're like, oh my God, that's cool. And then Marilyn got her, she's got a massive torch and she has loads of uranium glass, you know, cups and saucers and drinking glasses and plates and things. And she was showing them those and I showed them these and I was like, look. So this is yellow uranium glass. Now, as I was coming through customs, my bag got stopped because obviously it's just full of metal. And they scanned it and they were like, oh, what's this? And my brother's like, oh, is it the uranium glass? I'm like, we shouldn't set things off. But I mean, they were fine. They were fine because it's such low level that, you know, it's silly. But yeah. So just be careful when bringing back, you know, truckloads of jewellery. And to just, yeah, watch out. Right, I bought 3 brooches and 1 pair of earrings off the same person. And the reason that I got these is because I think they're just really old. And again, they're on card. Well, this one's on card. And a couple of them had their original tags. So this is 1930s. When I say by French clip-on, that is the French clip-on style. Like that almost circular, like omega back. 97.50. They had on that. That would be mental if it was. And then look, this is the original tag. Now they've got, I think, 18 francs on that one. So 2 different prices. And then that's got a little tag that says made in France. Isn't that cool? They look a bit like Horn of Plenty, don't they? Like cornucopias. So really interesting. They're not silver. So I'm guessing they're silver plate. But interesting bits. Oh, is that the postie? Quite possibly. Quite possibly the postie. Hopefully picking up stuff. Not for you on Christmas Day, though. For me, this is like the 23rd, by the way. Yes. Okay, the next one These are gemstones and glass in here. So we've got like turquoise, carnelian, lapis, some pearls, possibly chrysoprase, and glass bits. This one, again, it has an original tag on here. A rollover, so means it's probably 1930s onwards, maybe to 40s. But it says M, and then like a hand going like that, and an L. And then again, they've put like the price on the back there. Sorry. To me, it looks almost like brutalist as well in design, but who knows? Because that tag looks older. So I really don't know what to make of that. I want to put like a post on a, you know, French jewellery experts kind of, you know, Facebook site. I don't know where to put it. Let's calm that chest down. This one is beautiful. This is, it's got to be like an Art Deco. I was hoping these would be garnets, but they're not. They are glass. Silver paste. Silver plate and paste. Again, look. Original tag, made in France. So some open back ones and then some foil back ones, and with the trombone clasp there as well, but with original tag. So cool. And then this one, I'm hoping, might be Rousselet. The reason I think quite possibly is because it's beaded, and then the beaded are sewn on, as well as having these prong set ones. But I really don't know. And then it's just stamped with a 41 on the back. And I don't know what that means. So again, I'm going to take some photographs and put them on some Facebook sites and hopefully get some opinions on that, which would be rather cool. Sorry, did have to stop and have a little bit of a coughing fit there, which is annoying. Right, we're on to the last 4 bits. It's another obligatory now. How cute. Oh, God, I've lost him. There he is. This is a carved citrine now. Isn't he handsome? So there's his little beak, his face there. And he's carved all the way around in such lovely detail. And then this is, I think it's gold plating on there. It's not gold anyway, and it's not marked anything. But how handsome is he? I think he is absolutely delicious. What a sweetie. You can sit there, you handsome boy. And then we've got another bangle. This one, I'm not sure what it's made of, because some people have got similar online as being lucite, obviously, because this is reverse carved. Some people have got it as Bakelite, and some people have got it as amber. And I really don't know, because it does, let me check, it does fluoresce slightly under UV. However, it also tests as Bakelite. I think, as in, I do the simichrome test and I rub it on an area and it does come away nicotine yellow. But of course, this is like an orangey yellow colour. So it might just be some kind of dye coming off on it. So I really don't know. But beautifully reverse carved, like even like that fluoresces as well, you know? So I'm going, and honestly, if this was like the ones that people have said are amber, are going into the hundreds and hundreds. Insane, absolutely crazy. So I'm kind of hedging my bets on this one, and I'm going to say like an amber resin. So I'm going to say that there's amber in it, and it's possibly mixed with like a plastic resin and then reverse carved and painted. It's in lovely condition, apart from like that sticky mark there, which obviously I don't want to put acetate on it because that would, you know, probably melt it. So it just needs like, you know, like a disinfectant kind of wipe over. I mean, that's nearly coming off already. So it just needs a bit of a clean over. But yeah, so I really don't know what to make of it. If you've seen anything similar and stuff, do let me know. I've put a conservative price of 120 on it rather than like the £300 or £400 that I've seen other people get for theirs. But yeah, because I'm just not entirely sure. Okay, last two bits. We've got some more fabulous earrings. So these were also one of the first pickups I made, because I just thought like, oh, they're a bit fabulous, aren't they? They've got like a kind of a moon glow sort of effect to them, and they are signed on the back. So they are signed Felipe Ferrandis. And you're like, who's he? And I'm like, I don't know. I just pick up things that are signed and that I think are cool. Now, it just so happens that Felipe Ferrandis was a designer for Christian Lacroix. Isn't that a lovely, happy coincidence? So, it means that I have accidentally bought something by a Lacroix designer, accidentally. So he designed for Lacroix, and then I think went on to have his own like jewellery company. So, pretty cool. I know, right? And so obviously for a designer, you know, collector, someone out there is going to really appreciate those, because, you know, it's by a Lacroix designer. But what could be better? I mean, what could be better? Someone that designed for Lacroix. There's only one thing better to have something that was designed by some dude for Lacroix than to actually have something Christian Lacroix. Yes, I did. I went back and I got them, because they are amazing. These are clip-on earrings. They are hefty clip-on earrings. You could not wear these as pierced earrings. They would pull your ear off. They are signed. See, they're signed on the back there. It's like C and then like a swirly L, and then it says like Christian Lacroix, made in France. Or is it Christian Lacroix Paris or something like that, made in France. And these are like iconic. Apparently these are 1990. They're from 1990 or 1990s. Yep. And ones have sold online a few years ago now, for £420. So I'm hoping that these were a good investment. I think they are anyway. I think they are absolutely fabulous. Sweetie. Lacroix, sweetie. Lacroix. So I think these are completely amazing. I would absolutely wear these if I didn't have like loads of piercings in my ear that it's a bugger to take out and put back in. But I think they're just superb, and I was so happy to find some Lacroix at, I wouldn't say a completely, utterly, it was a reasonable price. It wasn't cheap, but it wasn't as much as it could have been, let's put it that way. But yeah, aren't they just superb? And obviously it's going to give it away like in the screenshot, you know, of this lovely collection of stuff that I bought them. But hey, you get the story around it. And isn't it nice to also have, you know, his friend Felipe there with him as well. So I hope you've enjoyed that. And Merry Christmas again. If there's been something here that you fancy, that you want to treat yourself to because it's Christmas, please do message me, but not today. Don't do it today, and don't do it Boxing Day either, because I'm just not, you know, I won't read them and I won't reply. But I understand if you want to get your requests in first. Just don't expect a reply from me. That's what I mean, because I'll be too busy Christmasing. But if there is something here that you fancy for yourself, yeah, please do message me. My email address is always in the description box underneath here. Yeah, so I hope you have a lovely morning, and I will be back later on in the day with part 2. Yes, part 2. So I shall catch you later. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.